Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to open it with Cami. This is for the online students. If you're doing it with Cami, then make sure that you open this answer up. Mine says answer key, yours just says Thursday 4:15, and it using Cami. You've done this before because you have to do it for Lit Lab. And then here you go. I wish I could move this. I can move this, great. Cool. So what we are going to do here is we should have already done our do now. Now I'm going to show you how to actually complete this assignment here. So the ultimate goal today is using air pressure systems to actually create a weather radar. So we know first thing that we have to do is analyze our map. Okay, so our map has to look like, I see dots everywhere. Those are places that you can identify as cities or parts of the ocean, specific names of the ocean, things of that sort. Something that we do know that is here, there's the main thing. What is that? You can go ahead and pause and talk about it and then get the definition for it. So you should have noticed a high pressure system here. Yeah. And then a low pressure system here. Okay. So we know that with a high pressure system, go ahead and write this down if you have not done so. So we know that a high pressure system, high pressure means good weather. And you can also write that it's dry and a bit cool. That's high pressure. Now let's talk about, oh, I can only change one at a time. Now let's talk about low pressure. That's funny, this is not what I wanted. Now let's talk about low pressure. Low pressure means that it is what type of weather? It's bad. It's mainly bad weather, and it's more humid, meaning that there's more moisture in the air and it is warmer. So these are some main things that you need to highlight here. I can make this a little bit bigger for us so you can see it. Go away. Okay, cool. Go ahead and write that down. If you have not, you can type it out if you're online or you're writing it down on your paper. Great. So now the next thing that we are going to do is try and determine what type of weather system would we see here? Would we see snow? Would we see rain? Would we see hail, like ice? Okay, whenever you see the ice symbol, that means hail. Well, you can be creative here and you can do whatever you want. All right, you can put ice, you can put hail, you can do any of that. But just know, because it's a low pressure system, it means bad weather, but also know that it is humid and warm. So here, what you're going to go ahead and illustrate is a radar. So we can feed off of what we see here in our radar. There's a low pressure system here. And some key things that we can notice is something great that they have is that they have a key which represents the color spectrum and what the colors represent. So for example, I know that green, yellow, orange, and red represent, I'm going to zoom in, represent rain. I know that snow is represented as blue hues, ice as like magenta, and then a mixture of all of these is a purple. Okay, so what do we see happened here? You should have seen, oh, I see some heavy rain because red means heavy, green means light. In between, it's like a gradient, so it goes from light to heavy. So you should see that here. What you notice is that there's a bunch of green, so just a bunch of light rain going on here, not much heavy rain, but we do notice that over here is some dark purple, meaning that it is ice, okay? So if you were to show this to people and you would just give them a bunch of colors without them even knowing anything about a radar, they generally think that like red means bad and green means good. But just because that's what we've learned, but overall, like people just don't really know, like, what does purple mean? I like purple. Maybe it's something like really good. So that's why we need a key here. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to zoom out a bit. what you're going to do is create a key at somewhere at the bottom. So I want you to have a precipitation radar. So I want you to have rain. We want you to have rain. So what you would do is you would write down rain, okay, like a key, put that in black. And then what you are then going to do is create a gradient or like a spectrum of color. So for example, there's going to be like a light green. That would be here. So green will measure something. And then you have like an orange. Oh, well, first a yellow, right? Because you want it to gradually get a little more intense. And then the orange, because these are our typical colors for rain. And then finally the red. Okay. So we are going to use the radar colors as they usually are. Yours is going to look nicer than mine. You're not going to use like pink, purple, orange because that's not really how we're representing rain. This is like legitimate weather forecast. Okay. So now that we have our key, and if you want, you can write down like, oh, this is my key right here. You can totally do that. Something that you can also write down is you can go like from light to heavy. This is a great thing to do. Maybe you're giving it to like a very novice person who is not very used to radars. So then what you are doing is starting to color, okay? Think of something in your mind, like how do you want the weather to be like? And what is the direction of flow? So you need the direction of flow and you need to use your key in all of that. I'm going to zoom out just a bit more. So we know that a high pressure system rotates which way? Does it rotate clockwise, going to the right, or counterclockwise, going to the left? Same thing with the low pressure. Is it rotating clockwise to the right or counterclockwise to the left? Go ahead and pause this, talk about it. Okay, so what you should have said is that a high pressure system rotates clockwise and it pushes out, and that a low pressure system rotates counterclockwise and it goes more in, just like this, kind of like a little spiral thing. This goes away, this goes away. It's like pushing out. Okay, so I need to see that here. Usually in a high pressure system, since it means good weather and dry and cool, you don't really have to write anything here. But we know that since a low pressure system has bad weather and it's humid and warmer, condensation rises up and then the clouds form. And because of that condensation and how the clouds hold all that moisture in, eventually that needs to get released. So then we have precipitation. So now you're going to get creative. You're going to color in the radar, the map, to represent your precipitation. You can have it be really heavy rain. So maybe you can do like, oh, it's like crazy here. It's super red. Oh my gosh, it's a lot of precipitation. Or you can have it be, how can I undo this? Okay, Cami users, tell me. Anyway, or you can have it be super light. Hold on, I'm going to erase this. Or you can have it be super light and maybe just have like a green. It's like, I just want some light precipitation here, right? You know, you can do like, be creative with it, draw it. If you're on Cami, then you're drawing it this way, or you're using the markers or colored pencils that you were given today. Okay. Something else that you need to know, because you are going to be using it in task 2 with a check to complete it, is that you need to show the direction of the movement of the storm. So what direction is the storm moving in a low pressure system? Counterclockwise, right? So if I see a storm moving this way, and it's like there on the map, I don't know what that is. I don't see a low pressure system here. This is like very random. So I'm not going to count that. Like your teachers are not going to count that. Oh, why can't I erase it? Oh, there you go. That's why. It's taking a very long time. Okay. But what I do need you to show us is how it's like moving. I know it's hard to illustrate some things moving, but it's okay because it's just some lines. So it's in a circular pattern, like an emotion. So it's always circular and it's going inwards. So maybe it'll just spiral in like that. And if you want some heavier rain, you can definitely add some like heavier rain in there. So go ahead and draw this with me. If you don't have a drawing on there, then I honestly don't know what you're doing. Listening to my voice, it's not that beautiful. So don't listen to it that intently. Maybe you want to add red, like definitely add like some intense rain. That's cool, but making sure that it's going in that same direction. It should not be just going off into a high pressure system or somewhere over here in Canada. And then, draw as much as you want. It can be all around the low pressure system. Hey, where does the rain come from? Maybe it got carried in from maritime tropical. Possibly. Okay, be creative with this and look at previous classwork so you can just get some ideas from. It's like, oh, how is this moving? It looks like a low pressure system was happening like here. I'll put L for low. So it looks like that the storm is heading in that fashion. So it's just like a bigger one. But as you can see, it goes out and it's still coming inward because the remaining is here. It looks like it's a scattered storm here. So you can definitely add that in there. Maybe the storm will scatter and go around because that's possible. Low pressure systems move, guys. The air pressure system will never stay the same in one spot. That's why we have rain sometimes. All right, so I talked to you a lot. The next thing that you are going to do, first of all, make sure to pause this video and color this in. And then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to create your own weather radar using this map. Okay, Kami users will use Kami, online people, and then in-person people are going to use your crayons and your color pencils. So you have to create a check or write a check once all of this is completed. You need precipitation is represented as a gradient, heavy to light. So I need that here. Key is created, which I just showed you. Precipitation is located in the correct pressure system area. And for direction of precipitation, movement is represented in the map. So I should not see it going out. I should see it going in and counterclockwise. Okay. Good luck in this. Have fun with this. We're going to display the greatest storms that you will create. All right. That's it. Good job.